Thank you for clicking on the video, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Everything after the little intro here was recorded yesterday, but I wanted to film real quick because this morning I'm not working. Did a little bit of weed eating around the edges. It's getting a little long, but also I went and bought some topsoil, spread a little more GCI turf seed up here on the bank in the corner where it's hard for water to get in. That area just needed some love, so put some topsoil up there and some more seed. Just kind of did a trim with the weed eater around the long edges, and we'll show you the rest of the germination here in a sec. Also, I did buy an extra bag of the dense shade mix from Jonathan Green. Threw a little more of that in the backyard as well. It does have ryegrass, so it may pop up in just a couple days. As you can tell, it's a little cloudy, so we may be getting some rain here today. Just wanted to throw that in there, so enjoy the video. What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys so much for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. If you're new to the channel, appreciate you stopping by for this germination update video. Clearly, you know, we threw out our big video last week with all of our aerating, our seeding. Things didn't go as planned, but we overcame and conquered. And so thank you for joining. I'm a DIYer. I always like to make mention, we always have new people joining the channel, clicking on the video. So I always like to mention that I'm not a professional, never worked in lawn care. I'm a DIYer and have been trying to do this. And this is year 3 that we're going to, the third, what I call third decent lawn I've tried to plant, knowing the knowledge that I have now. So I show the good, the bad, the ugly here on the channel. Mondays and Fridays, we do lawn care videos here. If you're new to the channel, I try not to clickbait people, but on Wednesdays we do devotional type things, dealing with the Bible and things. So if that interests you, welcome you to check those Wednesday videos out. We call them the midweek quickies, but Mondays and Fridays are strictly lawn care. So I just like to say those things up front. So if you like lawn care, if you like DIY lawn care, subscribe to the channel. And today we just want to do a germination update. So I'm going to quit talking here in a second when the sun gets out of my eyes. There we go. And we're just going to show you all the places that germination is taking effect, show you where I'm at in the process. Once again, if you're new to the channel, I'd let you know I've got 4 different types of seed going on here. So we'll let you know all of the mixes that I've got going on, where they all stand. And before we get into the germination update, the only quick thing that I want to mention to everybody is that I had mentioned in the previous video that STROM, you know, we had the issue with the sprayer on the day that I was, you know, throwing down my seed and my fertilizer. Had an issue. The battery completely went out on me. I reported it to STROM. They were very quick to respond. And in the email, he said, Mr. Ferguson, I'm just going to send you, I don't know what's wrong with your sprayer. We're just going to send you out a whole new unit. And I took that as meaning a whole new sprayer. I was incorrect. He meant the battery, apparently, because I got mail today. It said Stephen Ferguson, and looked at it, and it was just the STROM battery. I was like, oh. So no big deal. I just wanted to make mention of it. If you do have issues, they're not sending out backpack sprayers just on the fly, which I understand, that's a lot of money. It's their business. So I did get a new lithium battery. So I just wanted to make that note. They didn't send me a whole new sprayer. I got a brand new battery. So I will be testing it. I will be letting you guys know how long this battery works. Last one lasted me 6 months and went kaput. So we'll be keeping an eye on how long this new battery works on the old backpack sprayer. So as I mentioned, it is day 8 of all the seed that we threw down. We're making progress. Now it is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So let's start here in the backyard, clearly, because right here we did throw a little bit of the Jonathan Green dense shade mix right here, because at this time of the year I don't get a lot of sun about here over. We don't get a lot of sun, so we did sprinkle in some dense shade mix, as well as this entire section is Spreader Elite. From the gutter forward of the backyard is Spreader Elite, all in the areas that you see Spreader Elite, Spreader Elite. We did have a major rain, and all of this again is Spreader Elite onto this side here. We had a major rain on Monday, and I mean, I had the river flowing through the yard. I posted a video on Instagram. Here's a little bit of the rain that I did capture, but it was bad. And so I came out, I had to rake things up, and you can still kind of see where it kind of flooded all the way down towards the shed. But germination had pretty much happened for all of my seed on day 5, so I think we're good. But speaking of that, Here's some of that spreader elite, and just to get down in here, you guys can see, basically it's popping up everywhere. Plenty of germination. Even though we had that big flood out, it all pretty much had already started germinating, so that is what I think helped me out. I did go ahead, for the record and for my notes, I did put some more seed in the spreader, and I did spread more regular GCI turf type tall fescue in the front yard, side yard, and backyard, just as a backup. So I will have this thicken up a little bit more. And I also did take the little bit of freedom I had left of FERT, because I'm noticing my night spray, didn't do a great job, because if you guys can notice, streak here, tenacity, streak here, it's very streaky. I did it at like 9 o'clock at night. So I did a terrible job apparently, because it's very streaky. Not worried about it, threw out some freedom, we're fine. It actually rained the day that I threw it out, so it's already been watered in. So ultimately, we've got some areas that are a little thin still over here. Some areas right here where the flood came that's thin. It's still squishy, so I don't want to walk over there. Got germination on the bank. All of the areas over here by the tree, you guys can see where you got baby grass underneath the swing set, doing well. The area that actually, and I will walk out for this, because look at this area down here. Remember, we put couple bags of topsoil over here, and I said, hey, we're gonna put dense shade mix, Jonathan Green dense shade mix. You can see the line. I mean, it's literally like right here all the way down here. You can see the color difference. So the dense shade mix does have ryegrass, so it's a mix of chewing fescue, tall fescue, ryegrass, so it's a dense shade mix. So yes, we know that it did come up first, because like Minnie said in the previous video, it does have ryegrass in it. So there is one little bald section here that's not filled in completely. So the good thing about this is I can go and buy this seed up at a local store. So which I think I will, because there is an area over here by the playground I was looking at that this is starting to come in, but over here in these steps areas, I either didn't hit it with enough seed or it's not coming up. So the GCI may end up coming up, but again, it's in the shade, so I might fill in a little bit there. This is looking beautiful though, looking awesome. And as you can see by the way the seed came up, I did not seed at certain distance to the shed, because we're going to cut that out. So that's what's going on there. So the Jonathan Green and the ryegrass looking really awesome, coming in strong. Highly impressed so far. So again, coming back this way, here's where the flood happened. Baby grass all through here. You guys can pretty much see that. Where there's peat moss, you can hear the scrrr. But we got germination all over the yard. You can see it, so I'm gonna kind of get over and get off of it a little bit. But again, I stopped with the spreader elite right around where the maple tree is, this way, spreader elite in this general direction. Over here, going towards the cars, it's primarily GCI turf type tall fescue. Again, we have plenty of germination also on this area. You can see just right here in front of me, plenty of germination. We got, an inch tall, if not more. Even right here, just directly in front of me, baby grass everywhere. So what you would expect. And clearly the tenacity, since we last showed you guys, the tenacity has really kicked in. Again, it's streaky, totally aware. Germination all through here, doing well. Pretty much, obviously this was the thickest, I think the thickest area of grass when we did the planting. We cut it super low, but all of the bare areas, as you can see, the peat moss areas and stuff are just continuing to, we're germinating, and we're throwing out baby grass all over the bank and all over here. So we'll move up this way, and of course we'll show you the solar green. So if you wasn't checking out the previous videos, we put Jonathan Green solar green right here by the mailbox, as well as on our bank. So right here, you can see all the germinations that takes place. And let me also just mention, we had that flood on Monday, but we've also had a decent amount of rain on Tuesday, and none so far today on Wednesday when I'm filming this. But yeah, germination popping off here. Now the solar green has Texas bluegrass in it. Not seeing any of that yet that I can tell. But it does also have, clearly that mix has fescue in it, so that's what we're seeing here, because it's been 7 days. So plenty of germination here by the mailbox area. And I apologize for the sun over here, but on the bank area, it's looking gorgeous as well. Clearly this is all a mix of not only mostly solar green, but also you have a small mix of GCI turf all through the front yard. So none of the bluegrass that I can tell, but a lot of the fescue is already popping up, looking beautiful. So The bank is already looking, if you get low, you can see that haze of green. I don't know if the sun will allow us to see it, but man, it's just so awesome to be able to see the baby grass growing up and just covering the dirt. It looks better already. So again, mostly here in the front yard, it's just GCI turf type tall fescue. You can still see my streakiness maybe a little bit right here where it's dark light. It's not mowing, it's tenacity. But the GCI turf continues to come in. So baby grass all through here in these little bare areas. Here's a really cool picture with the sun. I don't know if it'll come out right, but man, that's just baby grass. It's so cool to see it, little sprouts coming up. And so continuing on, baby grass, this thin area. You guys can see all of the baby grass coming up here. So we're about 1 inch or so. So it really looked like day 5 was the day that it really popped off. And so as you can see, all the baby grass in this bare area coming in pretty good. So, you know, not too long before it matures. This is one area that I seemed a little concerned because I'm not seeing a ton of baby grass here. I see a little bit, but I'm not seeing a ton. But I did spread, like I said, I spread some seed the other day. So we will see what it turns out looking like in a few days. But all in all, I think you get the picture. Baby grass everywhere. We're on day 7. And with the solar green up front, we should start seeing some of that bluegrass popping up probably this weekend. And that will only thicken up what we already see on the bank. Here we had it as an example of the washout. So remember on the aerating video, we hit that pipe. I had to fill this in, 2 bags of topsoil. We planted, it was doing well. Well, the water just rushed down and kind of took some of our topsoil. But again, we had already had a lot of germination, as you can see. So some of this is continuing, but some of it also just got washed down, and I'm hoping that it will survive, but I raked it the best I could. So we'll see what happens. So all in all, baby grass everywhere. Definitely on day 5, everything really started coming up. And then day 6, we got the flood. It's just so cool to look out the window and finally see the yard that I want to see. Now, it'll be interesting to see. It's like a lime green right now, to see that thing mature down there and see the color. If there's going to be a major color difference between GCI seed and Jonathan Green seed, we'll see. And see, you know, obviously the Spreader Elite, the GCI turf regular blend, not going to be a big difference there. They're pretty much going to look the same. So anyways, that's where we're at. Germination is coming along great. No real trouble areas. I think we squeaked out a little lucky because that massive amounts of rain came Monday. That was the day the day before on Sunday was 1, 2, 3, 4. Sunday was day 5. On day 6 is just the bottoms opened up, and had we not germinated, a lot of the seed germinated on Sunday, I think it could have got washed out, but thank you Lord that it didn't. So just wanted to give you that quick update. Thank you for tuning into this video. Hope your yard is doing well as well. If you're new to the channel, subscribe if you're not. We'd love to continue to let you know how things are shaking out here. But so far so good, so I hope it's doing well where you are. I'm hearing of some people, man, we're having a washout. We got gophers attacking people out there and lots of things that can happen. So praying for you guys, wishing you the best luck, and I know that some of you are doing the same for me, and I very much appreciate it. God bless you guys. Thank you for tuning into this video. We'll check you next time, where maybe we'll be mowing. I highly doubt it. It'll probably be another germination video, but we'll see where we're at come Monday's video. God bless you. We'll see you next time.